Thank you very much, Congressman Lujan, for your very generous introduction, for the invitation to be here at the Mary Esther Gonzales Senior Center, and for your tremendous leadership in the Congress of the United States. I want to join Silvana Diaz-Dovil in thanking Congressman Lujan for protecting Medicare as part of the Alliance for Retired Americans. Thank you, Silvana, for bringing this sign, which we can all associate ourselves with. I'm going to say more about him in a moment, but not before I say something about your mayor. He's really a fighter for you. I consider him a leader in our country and a friend to me as a leader, but also a friend of all of you. He's already spoken to me about what's going to happen when the members of Congress go to that table of 12. Again, I'll say more about it, but not before I acknowledge Carol, his wife, who is with us also. In many ways, this is a family affair. Congressman Lujan acknowledging his mother, Carmen. I still haven't seen where she is sitting. Carmen, wave to us again. And there she is, over there in that direction. Last night I had the privilege of being with his dad, Speaker Lujan. This is a great family. They understand that we are all about community. I am very happy to be here with Ron. His leadership is very clear. His knowledge of the needs of seniors and how to address them is a sign of his leadership. But also he enjoys his work. He loves his work. He loves all of you. Thank you, Ron, for your leadership. Diana told us earlier that she really was concerned about these issues now, but she was concerned about them for her mom, and senior daycare enabled her to work so her mom could have that daycare so she could work for a longer period of time. This is about the economic security of families. It's about our responsibility from one generation to the next. So, Diana, thank you for being with us. Carol Estes made it very clear what is at stake in all of this. I thank her for her leadership as the head of the Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare, and I thank our friends from AARP who are with us here today. Thank you for being part of that fight. In her comments, Carol talked about what is at stake, what is at risk, what we have accomplished, what they're trying to push back, what this is part of a tradition of in terms of 46 years ago, maybe a week or two ago, Medicare was signed into law. 45 years ago, its implementation began. When it was signed into law by President Lyndon Johnson, he said this, and I think it bears repeating. He said, "No longer will older Americans be denied the healing miracle of modern medicine. No longer will illness crush and destroy the savings that seniors have so carefully put away over a lifetime so that they might enjoy dignity in their later years." That's what President Johnson said at the time when Social Security was passed. Franklin Roosevelt said it was a law that will take care of human needs and at the same time provide the United States an economic structure of vastly greater soundness. This isn't just about how it meets the needs of seniors. It's about how it meets the needs of our country. We talk about Social Security, we talk about Medicare. I just want to put in a plug also for Medicaid.
Yes.
More than 60% of the funds of Medicaid are spent for seniors and those with disabilities. People think of it as just an initiative for the poor, and that would be important enough. But the fact is nearly 2/3 of the funds are spent for seniors and people with disabilities. Seniors in nursing homes, if the Republicans have their way and they block grant Medicaid and they pass it on to you, members of the official family who are here from the state legislature and city government, they pass it on to you. You know the need is not going away, but the bill will still be there. And if that happens, those seniors are going home. Places that they may not have to go. Families they may not have to move in with. It's just not right. We love keeping our seniors at home when that is possible for them. But this assault on Medicaid is an assault on the economic and health security of America's seniors as well. We have to I want to, just as a personal, since we're speaking family, I recognize the family of one of my staff members, being a surgeon. Her mom, her grandmother, and her sister are here. Bina, where are you, my dear? She's one of my senior advisors on my staff. She's from New Mexico. We're very proud of her, and I'm grateful that her family is here, and she's probably working. And so, but again, the Lujan family, all of us sharing this, thank you for your work as well. So here we are. Here's where we are. We're at a place where there's a big debate going on in our country. I think you will agree it has not been a pretty sight. So we have to bring clarity to what is going to happen at that table. And as we bring clarity, I hope for all of you that it brings hope. That it brings hope. Because this is going to be a table of 12 people, as you know. I appointed 3 of them, 3 from the House Democrats and House Republicans, 3 from the Senate. This table of 12 cannot be a chopping block for Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. It must be a table of hope, of opportunity, of economic growth, and a table of greatness for our country. A nurturing table, not a chopping block. For transparency, that all of these proceedings be open to the public. Real-time television, webcast, open to the public, so that the decisions that are made will be clear to the public. So when a decision is there that says, as Congressman Lujan said, they want seniors to pay more for Medicare, to get fewer benefits, while they give tax cuts to corporations sending jobs overseas. The American people. So when they say we want to block grant and shrink Medicaid while we give tax cuts to the wealthiest people in America, while making those economically challenged pay more, who have contributed to the growth of our country, we say no. And when I say to young people, you're going to pay more for your student loans. You're going to pay tens of billions of dollars more for your student loans so we can give tens of billions of dollars in tax subsidies to big oil. The American people will see whose side everyone is on in this debate. But let's hope that we're all on the same side. Let's take it from this level of debate here, of cuts and this and that, to a higher ground, to find common ground at a higher ground of the greatness of America, where we shall discuss our values with the American people. Would you agree that most Americans would agree that the education of our children is an important value for our country? Would you agree that a dignified retirement, health and economic security for our seniors is a value for our country? That creating jobs for the American people is an important value. We agree that protecting the American people, whether it is the security, a safe neighborhood, clean air, clean water, the national defense of our country is an important value. And therefore, we value the contributions of our veterans and our first responders and our public servants who provide that. And that we intend to do that in a fiscally sound way. That we're going to reduce the deficit and we're going to take us into the future in a more stable economy. So that table shouldn't be about who do we cut and who do we tax. It's about how do we provide growth? How do we use the tax code to do that? How do we do our investments and government investments? And do we need to make cuts so that we have a more effective use of those dollars? So we're not drawing any lines in the sand. We're open to the suggestions that address the greatness of our country, the values. Because if you support the values that you have applauded, and you know the American people support that too, you couldn't possibly support the budgets that have been put forth by the Republicans in Congress. Many of our seniors are veterans. Their concerns will be represented at that table by the Democrats. I can assure you of that, and I hope by the Republicans too. We try to take as much partisanship out of all of this. We try to find our common ground. But where we can't find the common ground, we must stand our ground for our children, for our seniors, for their families, for our sense of community, for our veterans, for those who have built America, those who have defended America, and those who are America's future, our children. Back to where I began, to thanking Congressman Lujan for his tremendous leadership in the Congress, to thank all of you for sending him there, for the connection that you all have about not only meeting the needs and understanding the impact of public policy on people, but saying that that's for all people. And that when we go to the table, it's not just about, again, the special interest having their way. It's about the people's interest being what is important there. So this meeting could not be better timed for us to hear from you, as we have in some of our personal conversations, but on the ongoing. Ron will let us know, I'm sure, what you are thinking. Perhaps some of us, what you will let us know here. Certainly you're elected officials, and aren't we fortunate to have such a representation of the official family of New Mexico here this morning. Thank you for being here. And again, the mayor is right there at the table as your mayor, as the leader in the U.S. Conference of Mayors, coming to the table to say to us, when you all are at that table, understand what this means. The mayor said it so beautifully. The public and private sector working together, the nonprofits, the volunteers, everyone working together to support what we all cherish, our spirit of patriotism, love of this, the greatest country that ever existed in the history of the world. And we want to remove all doubt that there's any question that that greatness means that we respect and cherish every person in our country. So thank you all for the opportunity to visit with you this morning. Thank you for your support.
With that, what we're going to do is we want to keep the leader on her schedule as well, and we're going to ask for a few questions from the press, and then once we'll do that, we'll make sure that I'm able to stick around and we'll have a conversation. We'll be able to visit a little bit as well, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So with that, if there's any questions that we might be able to take from anyone at this time.